Hi, I'm Nick Dimitrov, the founder of Amazon Bound, a service which helps prepare talented job seekers to interview effectively with Amazon and other companies that practice behavioral interviewing techniques. Today, I'd like to spend a few minutes to answer a question we're getting frequently. And the question is, what's the best way to send thank you notes to my interviewers after the end of the interview? Amazon and a lot of other companies would have you interview with 5 or so employees of the company. And usually it's a very good professional practice to send thank you notes, individualized thank you notes to each of these interviewers before they've had the chance to get together and debrief and decide whether to hire you or not. So we get a lot of questions of, is it okay to reach out directly to each interviewer via LinkedIn or some other forum and thank them directly? And the answer is no, unless you know the person from your previous professional experience or unless you've developed this amazing rapport during the interview. Usually it's not a good idea to reach out directly to the interviewer because doing so could potentially backfire if the interviewer considers your outreach as being too fraternizing, or worst case scenario, as you attempting to influence the interviewer or provide some sort of a sales push in order to improve your chances during the debrief. Now, what you can do instead is you can send one large email to the recruiter with whom you've been working throughout your interview process and literally segment that large email with individual sections dedicated to each of the people you met with. And ask the recruiter to literally copy and paste each individual section into separate emails that they can send on to the people you met with. Now, what do you say in these individual sections? What's a good way to write a thank you note? There are 2 points to keep in mind. One, make the note personal and customizable. And by saying personal, I mean personalized. The best thank you note would refer to something that you discussed with the interviewer, whether it was an interesting question, an interesting exchange, whether it was some sort of good information about the background of this person. Just thank the person, but also make sure to point to that interesting piece of information, that specific exchange, maybe a good question you heard, and build the rest of your thank you note around that. And of course, end on a positive note and thank this person for the experience. The second point I want to talk about is a lot of customers ask us if it's okay to use the thank you note to provide edits or corrections to answers they've provided during the interview. And the answer is no. Usually the interviewer is going to use only the duration of the interview to determine whether to hire you or not. And if you are try to backpedal or provide revisionist history in your thank you note, that best case scenario is likely not going to impact the interviewer. Worst case scenario, it could backfire. Unless the interviewer has, for some reason, asked you to follow up explicitly, coming up with edits to your responses in the thank you note usually is not a good idea. Now, having said this, you can use an exchange that you've had with the interviewer for the personalized point that I mentioned earlier. You can show a vocally self-critical muscle by referring to a mistake you made without trying to correct it. You could say something along the lines of, thank you for the interview, I truly appreciated the experience, and I recall particularly this one question where, boy, did I make a mistake, but it is what it is. I truly appreciate your perspective, which was different from mine, and I learned a lot. No matter what happens, I thank you for your time, and I look forward to your feedback. So make it to the point, do not backpedal, be vocally self-critical. If you've made a mistake, use the recruiter as your central conduit to send individual and personalized thank you notes, and that should help you with your follow-up process to the Amazon interview or any other interview for that matter. Best of luck. Stay in touch.